know, and I didn't know that at the time, but you know, we in the studio, and I'm like, okay, whatever, just sitting there. Maybe he could tell I was a little nervous or overwhelmed, but Nelly come in there with his energy and he say, "Pow wow, what's up, baby?" And say, hey, this is all I want you to do right here. I want you to come in there and say, "What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby. What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby." And then I'm right there, Jermaine Dupri, he like, "What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby. What it do?" He just getting hyped, and that energy just for sure transferred.
What it do, baby? It's the Iceman pow wow. I got my mouth looking some.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Let me ask you this: like,
you need to be a counselor.
when it come down to that, because we on the Grillz now, we about to get on a new album, but I just want to talk about this Grillz song with Nelly, right? Like when that thing first popped off, man, it slapped everybody upside the head. Like y'all gonna have to hear us.
Got 30 down at the bottom, 30 more at the top, all invisible set and little ice cube.
Yeah. Like, how was it even, you know, coming into that whole song, that whole movement? What the hell happened, man?
I remember Nelly. I mean, first of all, before we did Grillz, I mean, the song Grillz with Nelly, I had done probably 100 Grillz songs, but they ain't hit like that one. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah, I know what this is. Yeah.
I also wasn't the only one who made Grillz songs. Plenty of people made Grillz songs.
So what made that one hit like that?
Nelly coming in.
Oh man, Nelly
got 30 down at the bottom.
Got 30 down at the bottom, 30 more at the top.
Yes.
That nigga was fronting.
Yes, he came with it. But I remember him telling me the week my album, The People's Champ, came out, my album was #1 in the country, went platinum. It was a big deal. So I'm only saying that to just go back in time to share, you know, how hard we were working, how busy we were. So the week my album comes out and I'm #1 in the country, platinum, and I'm on a major label, and I'm like one of their marquee artists at the time. There ain't 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So Nelly like, "Hey, I want to get you on this song. You know, I'm making a song about Grillz. I want you to get you on the song." I'm like, "All right, send it to me." Now this is, keep in mind too, we talking about 2005 and 6, somewhere around there. Like, you know, it ain't like today where, yeah, we doing that all day. We sending songs back and forth. Back then it was like kind of more on the rare side. But I was just like, you know, yeah, send it to me, I'll knock it out. You know, really, because my schedule won't allow me to do it.
That's real.
But at the same time, I mean, who is Paul Wild to tell Nelly, say, "Man, just send it to me, I'm gonna knock," you know what
That
I mean?
was cool.
So Nelly like, "Hey, look." Man, look, he called me too because we was texting on Skyway pagers back in those. That was the Skyway,
that was
Motorola
it.
two-way.
Yeah.
That's what we was doing, and he ended up calling me. He was like, "Hey, this ain't it." He had to call me. Big bro had to call me. He said, "Man, I ain't gonna tell you." He said, "Hey, say, man, look, hey, this song gonna be bigger than the Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
If you don't come to Atlanta and get on this song, you're gonna regret this for the rest of your life. You're gonna be kicking yourself. This is not an MP3 email situation. This is a come to Southside Studios with Jermaine Dupri and Nelly. You come in there and we're gonna make this song. And it's gonna be the biggest song I ever made." Nelly, this is Nelly saying that. And I'm like, damn, okay, he put it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I gotta find a way to get to Atlanta. We gotta find a way to get to Atlanta because this song's coming out with or without me.
ASAP.
First of all, do I want to be on a song with Nelly? Regardless of it being a hit, regardless of it being platinum, Grammy nominated, any of that, like #1 in the country, regardless of that, do I want to do a song with Nelly? Hell yeah,
Of course. And he was hot as hell at that time.
Oh my
too.
God. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, we gotta make this work. So we made it work. I flew to Atlanta. I wasn't even in Atlanta for not even 12 hours, but we fly there, go to the studio. My boy Big Grip picked me up from the airport, take me to the studio. We do it. I'm in there, and it's, you know, Nelly, a few of the St. Lunatics, Jermaine Dupri, and the beat's going, and Nelly got his verse. The hook ain't really all the way formulated, none of that. Just kind of there. It's just a little raw, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm feeling overwhelmed. You walk in the studio, every single inch where you couldn't fit a piece of paper in between was platinum plaque, platinum plaque, platinum plaque, Grammy, #1, diamond plaque, 10 million sold, 10 million sold. You couldn't squeeze a piece of paper in between them plaques. That's how many plaques it was. So I'm like, man, bro, we did Still Tipping, holding the microphone. It wasn't even a microphone stand. We did Still Tipping, we didn't even have proper stuff. We didn't even have this.
Wow.
We put a T-shirt over the microphone because this is how we did it back then.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had a mic stand and popper stoppers. We didn't use them because when you holding the mic, it's a different feel.
Right,
So
right.
that's the feel we would have back in those days. But I'm going from doing this with still tipping with this to I'm in one of the nicest studios in the world. The most accolades, and I'm with Jermaine Dupri.
Oh, that's crazy.
Nelly,
That's crazy.
I was for sure intimidated, overwhelmed,
And
feeling.
you had to concentrate.
Yes. Oh my God.
You had to concentrate.
But I mean, Nelly, that's Nelly being who he is. He's that catalyst. He's that spark. He's the difference. That's the difference. Cause I don't know if he could sense it or what, but from start to finish, from the first time he asked me to get on the song, he had a vision of what he wanted me to do. And I didn't know that at the time, but we in the studio and I'm like, okay, whatever, just sitting there. Maybe he could tell I was a little nervous or overwhelmed, but Nelly come in there with his energy and he say, "Pow, wow, what's up, baby?" And say, hey, this is all I want you to do right here. I want you to come in there and say, "What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby. What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby." And then I'm right there, Jermaine Dupri, he like, "What it do, baby? It's pow wow, baby. What it do?" He just getting hyped, and that energy just for sure transferred.
What it do, baby? It's the Iceman pow wow. I got my mouth looking some.
I felt this a few times in my life.
Wow.
Where that picture of God touching man, I don't know, Da Vinci did it, Michelangelo,
I know that
David, and one of them.
Yeah.
Was God touching man. I felt this a few times in my life.
Wow.
and that was one of
That
them.
was one of them. The other time when I'm at the Grammys and, it's Beyonce just came off stage performing, and I'm gonna get to that. Let me finish my Nelly stuff. Because this is good. But yeah, man. But when Nelly put his arm and that energy just generated, that's what's like, bam, that's all I need.
Killed
What
it.
it do, baby? It's the Iceman
Man,
pow wow.
It's like a disco ball, right?
My mouth looking something like a disco ball. I got the diamonds in the ice out. Hand said.
But when Nelly planted that seed, what to say? That's all I. That's all I need.
You went there with it.
And he said, "Look, we everybody there except for me and the engineer and maybe my boy Big Grip. Now there were people there that I knew that helped me feel at home. Brian Michael Cox, my boy Sean. They both from Houston. I know my boy Sean since." I was 17.
Wow.
So in Brian Michael Cox, of course, being the gladiator of music that he is, him being there, having written and produced so many songs with so many major people, him being there, being still the icon that he is, I'm fresh to this world, so I'm really feeling like, I'm in over my head. But Sean and Brian Michael Cox and whoever else was there from Houston, we in Atlanta. Nelly from St. Louis.
That's
so,
right.
Everybody kind of represent wherever they from a little bit. So, as soon as I walk through the door, Sean and Brian Michael Cox, they like, yeah, Texas in here now. What y'all gonna do now? Texas in here now. So, that type of, them believing in me, having my back, pumping me up, and then Nelly doing that too. Is like, oh yeah, I'm about to come with it. Come on with it.
I think you and him, y'all kid. He come off when he was doing it, but then Gip was the first with my mouth bright. Man,
I ain't dissing nobody, but let's bring it to the light. Gil was the first with my mouth bright white.
Everybody was hitting on every cylinder, man.
Even then, when we made the song, he was like, I was like, Nelly, it was just my verse and Nelly verse. I was like, what you gonna do with the second verse? And he was like, I don't know, I got a second verse. He let me hear it. He shouted out Johnny. I was like, damn, boy, he shouted out Johnny. Because, imagine, you got to go back in time to before Grillz came out. Johnny was my guy. But after Grillz came out, Johnny was an icon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Grillz video and song was a 4-minute
It went crazy.
promotion and Billboard for Johnny, for us with Grillz, but specifically for it took Johnny to another level. So when we in there doing that, like it was it definitely was good times, man. Yeah,
Killed
times,
it.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the coldest songs, man. That era, it's pinpoints that stop certain points, and that's one of them for me. That when I go, if I put that on, I know I get the same feeling every time. That's why I tell you these stories, they never get old because the music, it never get old. So people be hearing it and they never hear certain things, and you might come and say something or Gil when I was, and I'll be trying to get these certain points from different angles. That video, you was doing this little dance like you had everybody dancing with you.
What it do, baby? It's the Iceman Wow, wow. I got my mouth looking some.
How was it? You know, did they just jump down there and say, you know what, whatever power do, we do it?
Hey, I'm trying to keep up because you know I can't dance.
I know that.
I can shock and rock.
But you went down.
I can't even do the south side right. I do body rock. Kiki tell me every time he see me, say, man, we gotta get you to some south side lessons.
So what was that dance? How did
man, we just in there doing the video. Look, it's so crazy too because I could pinpoint the exact dates. The day we recorded Grillz was the day they had the Radio 1 Hurricane Katrina concert in Atlanta.
Wow.
So whatever day that was, that's the day we recorded Grillz. Because that's when he left to go to a concert. That's the concert he went to. And then he comes back with the St. Lunatics, Jermaine Dupri, you know, of course, this Nelly coming back, Usher coming through the door, all this. So I'm like, oh my God, good thing I recorded my verse before y'all got here. Because if I had recorded this thing with Usher and everybody watching me, oh my God, bro. So I knew I got to hurry up and knock this thing out before they get back. But yeah, and in the video, I can pinpoint that date because we shot the video the day before I got married. We shot the video. Wow. I had to catch the last flight from Atlanta to. I had to catch the last flight.
You gotta hurry up and get back.
And they like, hey, all right, we done with this scene. We about to go to another scene. And I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I'm about to get married. Nelly and Jermaine Dupri was like, what? You gotta get married. You when? Tomorrow? What? Well, first they was like, man, why you ain't tell us? We want to go to the wedding.
That's right.
And then they also was like, man, why you ain't tell us? We would have thrown you a hell of a bachelor party.
That's the way nigga be thinking.
It's meant to be. Man, it was meant to be. I didn't have the tip drill bachelor party.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.